Repatha. Right now, this drug is being prescribed to hundreds of thousands of high-risk heart patients worldwide. In major cardiovascular trials, patients using Repatha reduced their LDL cholesterol by about 60%. 60%. That's not a supplement. That's not lifestyle advice. That's a biological reset of how your body clears bad cholesterol. But who actually needs Repatha? Who doesn't? And what no one explains clearly when this drug is prescribed. That's why you need this video. So after FDA approval in 2015, the next question was obvious. Who is Repatha actually for today? First, adults with high cholesterol, especially when standard treatments are no longer enough. Second, people born with a genetic problem, familial hypercholesterolemia, both heterozygous and homozygous forms, even from the age of 10. And third, the highest risk group of all, adults with known heart disease. For them, Repatha is not just about lowering a lab number. It is used to reduce the risk of heart attack, reduce the risk of stroke, and reduce the need for heart procedures, like stents. This is where Repatha stops being a cholesterol drug and starts becoming a cardiovascular protection strategy. So how does Repatha, Evolocumab, actually work? To understand this, we need to travel back to a scientific discovery that changed lipid medicine forever. PCSK9 was identified by Nabil Saida in Montreal, encoded on chromosome 1. Researchers discovered something remarkable. A gain-of-function mutation in this gene caused familial hypercholesterolemia in a French family. But then came the twist. The Dallas Heart Study found that people with loss-of-function mutations in PCSK9 had extremely low LDL levels and dramatically reduced cardiovascular disease. In other words, when PCSK9 was less active, the heart was protected. That changed everything. Here is the biology. Your liver has LDL receptors. Think of them as recycling docks that pull bad cholesterol out of the bloodstream. PCSK9 acts like a sabotage signal. It binds to those receptors and marks them for destruction. Fewer receptors, less clearance, higher LDL. Repatha blocks PCSK9. It is a monoclonal antibody, a targeted biological therapy. When PCSK9 is blocked, those LDL receptors survive. They return to the surface of liver cells, and they keep clearing LDL cholesterol from the blood. It is not forcing the liver to work harder. It is protecting the recycling system. Clinical studies show PCSK9 inhibitors reduce LDL cholesterol by approximately 50 to 60%. And in cardiovascular outcome trials, PCSK9 inhibition reduced the risk of heart attack by 27%. This is why experts describe PCSK9 inhibitors as a new era in lipid-lowering therapy. Not just lowering numbers, but changing outcomes. Today, both Repatha and Evolocumab, Praluent, are FDA-approved PCSK9 inhibitors. Guidelines now endorse them as second- or third-line therapy, or as alternatives in patients who cannot tolerate statins, especially those with established atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease, or familial hypercholesterolemia. This is precision cardiology. Now comes the question every patient asks. If statins already lower cholesterol, why do we even need Repatha? Statins have been the foundation of lipid therapy for decades. They reduce cholesterol production in the liver. But PCSK9 inhibitors like Repatha work differently. They protect LDL receptors from destruction. So how do they compare? A large network meta-analysis, published in 2018, reviewed 84 randomized controlled trials, involving 246,706 patients. That is not a small study. That is population-level science. The results were striking. PCSK9 inhibitors ranked first, 100% probability, in improving lipid levels. In plain language, they lower LDL more powerfully than statins or ezetimibe. But when it comes to cardiovascular events, heart attack and stroke prevention, statins ranked first with a 60.6% probability. PCSK9 inhibitors followed at 37.1%. And importantly, there was no statistically significant difference between the two. In reducing cardiovascular event, the odds ratio was 0.98. Confidence interval 0.87 to 1.11. Translation: Repatha lowers cholesterol more aggressively, but in preventing major cardiovascular events, It performs similarly to statins. Now let's talk safety. In that same analysis, statins were associated with increased alanine aminotransferase, increased creatine kinase, and a modest increase in diabetes risk. Odds ratio for diabetes was 1.13. PCSK9 inhibitors were not associated with those statin-related side effects. No significant increase in neurocognitive event. So this is not a battle. Statins remain first-line therapy. They reduce all-cause mortality, odds ratio 0.90, and cardiovascular death, odds ratio 0.83. Repatha is not here to replace statins. It is here to complement them, or to protect patients who cannot tolerate them. This is combination strategy cardiology, not either-or medicine. Repatha is powerful, but powerful does not mean perfect. Like any medication, Evolocumab has side effects. The good news? Most are mild, and many improve as your body adjusts. The most common side effect is something surprisingly simple: common cold symptoms, reported in about 11% of patients. Flu-like symptoms occurred in about 8%. Back pain and injection site reactions, such as redness, pain, or bruising, were reported in around 6%. These are usually temporary. Less common side effects include cough, stomach flu, diarrhea, headache, dizziness, muscle or joint pain, and occasionally elevated blood sugar. Now let's talk about serious reactions. Although rare, allergic reactions can occur. Seek medical attention immediately. If you experience difficulty breathing or swallowing, hives, rash, itching, or swelling of the face, lips, tongue, throat, or arms, here is the key message. Repatha does not carry the same increased risk of liver enzyme elevation, muscle enzyme elevation, or diabetes that we often monitor with statins. But no medication is zero risk. In cardiology, treatment is always about balance, risk versus benefit, and for high-risk cardiovascular patients, that balance often favors treatment. So now that you understand the science, let me guide you as your cardiologist. Repatha, Evolocumab, is not a pill. It is injected under the skin. The typical dose is either 140 mg every 2 weeks or 420 mg once monthly. Both options deliver the same total monthly amount. Your provider chooses based on what fits your life best. Repatha is injected subcutaneously into the fatty layer of the stomach, the thigh, or the upper arm with assistance. Always rotate injection site. Never inject in the same exact spot repeatedly. Now let's talk about preparation. Keep the medication refrigerated. Do not freeze it. Before injecting, take it out and let it sit at room temperature for 30 to 45 minutes. Do not shake it, and do not use it if the solution appears cloudy, discolored, or contains particles. Repatha comes in 3 forms: a pre-filled syringe, a pre-filled auto-injector called SureClick, and an on-body infuser device. If using the auto-injector, make sure the yellow safety guard is firmly against your skin before activating. If using the on-body infuser, never use it if it has been dropped on a hard surface. Safety matters. Now, monitoring. Although Repatha is generally well tolerated, it can slightly increase blood sugar in some patients. If you notice increased thirst, frequent urination, blurred vision, or unusual fatigue, inform your healthcare provider. Unlike some statins, Repatha has no known interaction with grapefruit. But if you are pregnant, planning pregnancy, or breastfeeding, you must discuss this with your provider, because safety data in pregnancy is limited. Finally, cost transparency. With certain pharmacy discount programs, the average price for 2 1 ml SureClick devices of 140 mg per milliliter can be as low as $25. However, pricing varies by insurance and location. Always verify with your pharmacy and insurance plan. Medicine is not just about biology. It is about access, adherence, and proper use. When used correctly, Repatha becomes not just a drug, but a long-term cardiovascular protection tool. So here is the bottom line. Repatha, Evolocumab, is not for everyone. It is not a shortcut. It is not a replacement for healthy living. But for the right patient, it can be transformational. The ideal candidate? someone with persistently high LDL despite maximally tolerated statins, someone with familial hypercholesterolemia, where genetics, not lifestyle, drives the cholesterol level, someone with established atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease, who cannot afford another heart attack or stroke. In those patients, Repatha is not about chasing a lab number. It is about reducing risk. It is about preventing the next event. It is about time. As a cardiologist, I do not prescribe medications lightly. Every treatment decision is a balance: risk versus benefit, cost versus protection, short-term versus long-term. And when that balance favors intervention, precision therapies like PCSK9 inhibition become powerful tools. But remember, this content is for educational purposes only, and does not replace professional medical advice. Repatha, Evolocumab, should only be used under the supervision of a licensed healthcare provider. Dosage, administration technique, monitoring, and cost considerations must be individualized. Always consult your physician or pharmacist before starting or modifying therapy. If you found this breakdown helpful, subscribe to HeInfo, because understanding your medication is the first step toward protecting your heart. Know your LDL number, know your risk, and make decisions based on evidence.